India got freedom. Okay, so before that, it was necessitated by the Legislative Assembly of the federal government of Britishers. I mean to say, they had to pass an act in connection with the foreigners. Originally, it was actually to deal with the Pakistanis, because by that time it was already decided that India has to be partitioned between East Indies and West Indies, right? Means the India and the West Indies, that is the Pakistan. Okay, so the very important question lies in this fact is that if we take into consideration that Constitution of India, which came into being in the year 1950, right? Okay, incorporating few articles under Part 2 of the Constitution of India, that is Article 5 to 11. But before that, there was necessity existed for the enactment of a law relating to the foreigners or to deal with the foreigners. Okay, based on which it would be possible for the country after the Constitution came into being to deal with those foreigners. That is why, and we know in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution, that under the Indian Constitution it has been mentioned very clearly under Article 13 of the Constitution of India, the law, the pre-independence law which were in force in our country can be implemented after the India got freedom, after the Constitution came into being, if they are not derogatory, if they are not in conflict, directly in conflict with the provisions of the Constitution. That is why there are many laws which have been passed by the British legislature is still in force in our country because of Article 13 of the Constitution of India. The laws which were in force in our country have been taken into account and have been followed subsequently after the Constitution came into being, and the outcome of that, of course, there was certain repeal of few acts which have been made because the provisions of those acts were in contravention of the provisions of the Constitution of India. Okay, so it was necessitated that unless and until a Foreigners Act specifically has been enacted, it would not be possible for the Indian government under the provisions of the Constitution to deal with the foreigners, to identify the foreigners. Okay, so if we take into consideration the very independence, the Indian independence in 1947, the beginning of the Constitution of India, number one, and the present day context, the very Assam Accord, in which this